The BMW Hong Kong Derby is the most coveted prize in Hong Kong racing. This is the race that all the local owners want to win. Probably comes quite high on the list for most jockeys and trainers as well. Why? Well, the lion's share of $24 million isn't a bad place to start, but it's more than that. It's the prestige, it's the honour, it's the glory, it's the trophy as well. It's your chance, your one and only chance to be regarded as the best of your generation, and also to sit alongside some of the best horses ever to have graced the turf here at Shinn. Welcome to our BMW Hong Kong Derby special. I'm Andrew Lejeune. Great to have your company. Of course, throughout the course of today's show, I'll be looking to find you the winner of the feature race on Sunday. We'll be dissecting the barrier draw and talking tactics from the 2,000-metre start with Ed Sadler and Tom Biddington. We'll pause as well and reflect on some of the great memories of this race with the one and only Tony Cruz, who's won this race both as a trainer and, of course, as a jockey as well. We'll hear from some of the leading connections heading into Sunday's race, and we'll finish off with a classic race, and that is a Keedmer feed under Douglas White. His last win as a jockey. He's double-handed going to the weekend now as a trainer. That was back in 2013. So plenty to pack in. We'll start off, though, of course, with the full list of the runners and riders for the BMW Hong Kong Derby on the weekend, and the all-important barrier draw as well. Sky Darcy, the highest-rated horse in the race, he's come up with barrier 2 for Casper Founds and Joe Moreira. Excellent Proposal has drawn well, seemingly as well in barrier 8, the Classic Mile winner. Healthy Happy Made All to win the Classic Cup. He's drawn 3. Shadow here, I'm sure they're happy with 7. Tourbillon Diamond 11. Lucky Express Russian Emperor's drawn well from 5. Congratulations, also from the Douglas White stable. He draws barrier 14. Silver Express with speed from barrier 1. Delightful Lau and Cronqueror wide. Maximus, and then Packing Wolfen for Tony Cruz and Neil Callan. He draws barrier 6, an eye-catching run in the Classic Cup last time out. We're going to start off, though, the show with Blake Shinn. Now, last year, Golden 60 was all the rage and truly won the BMW Hong Kong Derby, but Blake Shinn really made him work for it on an outsider in Playa del Puente. Little expectation going to the race for Blake. This year, it's a little bit different as he rides one of the more fancied runners. Excellent Proposal for trainer John Size.
It is Excellent Proposal right in the middle of the track in front of Lucky Patch, Lucky Express and Tourbillon Diamond. Excellent Proposal in front in the Classic Mile for Blake Shinn and wins.
Yeah, it was a big thrill. It was a big thrill. You know, I've been working hard for something like that to happen, and you know, I wasn't sure it was going to happen. He'd prepped up nicely. Mr. Sides gave him a trial into that. I wasn't sure what to make of the trial, but I knew the horse had the ability to win it. It was just a matter of him turning up on the day, and he did. He had to sustain a run from about the 650 when it developed into a sprint home, which not many horses can do that. But he loomed to win the race, and that last 75 he was just found wanting a touch. But I feel he was arguably one of the best runs in the race, if not the best run in the race. If they go slow, he's a push-button ride. He'll just put his head on his chest and relax and idle along. And he's got a great sprint. A lot of these horses don't have the sprint that Excellent Proposal possesses, and I think that's his lethal weapon. I knew he wasn't a 300 to 1 shot. That's in my mind. So I just went out there approaching the race like I do any other race, and yeah, we nearly pulled off one of the biggest upsets in history.
200 to go. Playa del Puente leads. Golden 60's a length away. He's the only danger. Playa del Puente still a length. Golden 60. He's running out of time. He's coming now. Golden 60 drives. He won it.
You I did come to Hong Kong with a big reputation from Australia, obviously winning a lot of big races, and I haven't lived up to that just yet, but I'm still hopeful I can. And it is a test for myself, but it's a great learning curve. Yeah, it's a hard slog, but I'm loving it, and we're hanging in there at the moment, and I still feel we've got a lot to offer in Hong Kong.
Blake, of course, is no stranger to big race success, but it would be a surprise if the blood wasn't pumping a little bit by the time he's here in the parade ring at Sha Tin at about 4:30 on Sunday, with race time about 10 minutes after that. The draw, ever important. The start important as well, from the 2,000 metre start out in front of the grandstand to take us through the barrier draw, the tactics as well. We'll head out onto the course and catch up with Tom Biddington and Ed Sadler to tell us more.
Thanks, Andrew. Terrific to be here at the Derby starting point. 2,000 metres the distance. Not much of a run to the first turn, so barrier draws are vital, especially in an even year like this. I'm joined by Tom Biddington from the South China Morning Post. Tom, from the barrier draw, who were the winners and losers?
Russian Emperor was definitely the big winner today. He's drawn barrier 5, should get a lovely run, settle 5th or 6th, and be able to dictate where he's at. Sky Darcy was another big winner, barrier 2. He's going to get the suck run, which is probably what he needs, given there's a question mark over his ability to run out the 2,000 metres. And then I think Shadow Hero, an excellent proposal there in 7 and 8 respectively. They should be able to go back and get nice runs with the pace coming underneath them. They should just be able to slot across and enjoy a nice run.
And whose Derby hopes have been harmed by the draw?
There's one standout, and that's Tourbillon Diamond. Barrier 11 is going to be really tough for him. He's probably going to sit, just off the pace, and that's a nasty spot to be in from barrier 11, pushing forward, potentially being stuck 3 wide, no cover. I spoke to Danny Shinn before. He's going to have to really assess the race and work out what to do from there.
So not much of a run to the first turn. Jockey's going to be anxious to get a position early. How do the early stages unfold? Where's that pace from the inside going to come from? What are the horses we're looking out for there?
Yeah, the pace profile comes from 3 horses. Silver Express in barrier 1, Healthy Happy in 3, and Maximus in 4. So they're the likely horses who'll set the tempo and dictate the race, and then we'll see what happens after that.
So they look like they'll be the tempo setters, but what sort of tempo are they setting? Because we know these can be end-to-end derbies, or we've seen stop-start derbies over the 2,000 metres here too.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. We don't really know how that's going to play out, whether one tries to really push forward, and something like Maximus, who could roll on at an even tempo, or if you get someone like a Silver Express who's maybe not guaranteed to sit out the trip, he might try and get a bit of a break in between. So we're just going to have to wait and see on the day.
So this is the 2,000 metre starting point, but it's also in the last 100 metres of where the Derby will be taking place. Just give us 3, 4, 5 horses who you think will be here at the business end of the Derby.
Yeah, so the big winners from the barrier draws are the ones I sort of see in the finish, and that's Russian Emperor, that's Shadow Hero, that's Excellent Proposal, and potentially Sky Darcy if he can see out the trip. They're the ones who are going to be hitting the line well. Okay,
we'll just hold fire with your Derby pick because we want to get that later on in the show. We'll hold you in a bit of suspense, and we'll come back, Andrew, with our Derby picks later on.
Thanks to Ed and Tom then, as the first pieces of the puzzle start to fall into place. We'll see if we can find some more now as we catch up with some of the leading connections heading into the weekend.
Zach, the Derby's coming up on Sunday. You've won it before on Luga. Can Shadow Hero give you another Derby win?
Well, I hope so. It's a fairly even race. I think the barriers have probably played into the favoured runners' hands a little bit. But I still think there's half a dozen winning chances in it.
Are you happy with barrier 7 for your horse?
I think it's okay. I would have liked to have drawn inside a couple of those horses that have drawn inside me, but every time we get to the 2,000 metre start, you just need that little bit of luck going into the first corner, and hopefully we can get that and just find ourselves in a nice spot.
He put his best run to date here in Hong Kong in the Classic Cup. Is he coming into the Derby in the right sort of form?
He's probably coming into the Derby in his best form. Whether that's going to be good enough to win it, obviously we'll find out. We'll see how the track is racing on the day, but he had every favour last time. He had a beautiful run, and obviously there was a lot of runners that went over the line together. Like I said, there's nothing between a number of horses here.
Casper Sky Darcy, barrier number 2 for him. He must be pleased with that result.
Yes, Ed, very pleased with that draw. He needed a soft gate, and we're very happy with the draw. It's going to give him his chance. So, yeah, extremely happy.
He's formed this 4-year-old Classic Series. I wasn't sure what to make of his run in the Classic Mile, and then he was obviously unlucky in the Classic Cup. How do you read his form lines?
No, you're spot on. I think he's, he started off a great start of the season, winning 3 races, and then sort of, I think he was a bit unlucky in the group race in the 1400, and then in the classic mile, he ran all right, just a little bit flat. The run after that was good, was pleasing to the eye, because 1800, you know, he definitely was didn't have a clear run at them and only got beat 2.25 lengths. So we've persevered with him to give him his chance to run the trip. He's had a great preparation for this race. He's as fit as I can get one. You know, he looks a treat, lovely soft draw. And now it's a case of seeing how the race is run, and you know, he won't be bustled from the gate. He'll get his chance to land where he will be, which is probably just beyond the speed. He seems to be a nice, relaxed horse, and now it's a case to see if he can run out that extra furlong and give us a big surprise.
I'm very grateful to the owners. They've been patient enough, and I said to them the Derby wasn't 2 months ago. The Derby's on the 21st of March, so it's taken me work in progress to get him there, but he's responding well, and it was there for everyone to see the way he ran last time and the trial that he put up 10 days ago.
Let's elaborate on work in progress. I looked at his win at Royal Ascot. To me, he looked like a dour, grinding, European staying type of horse. Have you got the speed into his legs to be as competitive as what he was in a Classic Cup last time out?
I think Hong Kong in itself generates speed into the horses, just the way that we train and the way the tracks are, the work on the tracks, the way the racing patterns. That's why we give these horses trials, and that's why you put them in these races to lead them up to this, so that they can get used to the pace, the tempos, the pressures of Hong Kong. And fortunately enough, he's a smart enough horse to have accepted all of that, and he's transformed.
And congratulations, has this come up too soon, or can he surprise a few?
I think he'll surprise. It has come up slightly soon. He's only had the one run in. I thought it was a run with a lot of purpose. I think he's come on tremendously from that run. He's probably the dark horse that's going to run a big race in this race. He's pleased me with everything he's done. I've got as much mileage as I possibly can into him, and his form abroad suggests that he deserves his chance to line up.
Plenty more still to come on the show. We've got more sets of connections to catch up with part 2. Tony Cruz with his Hong Kong Derby memories as well. And of course, we'll try and find you the winner as well. Plenty more to come on our BMW Hong Kong Derby special. Welcome back to our BMW Hong Kong Derby special. We continue our search to find out who's going to be standing here under the arch on Sunday. If you want to look at the undercard, though, which is outstanding, 10 races on the programme, head to the website hkjc.com and look for Racing to Win. We're going to focus, though, on the main race, though, still, and a man that's seen it all as a leading trainer here in Hong Kong, as an legendary jockey as well. That man is Tony Cruz, and here he is with his Hong Kong Derby memories.
Well, you know, in the very beginning, the biggest race in racing in the early days was the Hong Kong Derby. And that was the only big one that everybody knows of. And everybody tried to buy a Derby horse. So even till today, everybody loves to win a Derby.
It's Gay80's on the inside, under the stick, being tackled now by Kotak, who's grabbed him in a couple of bounds. Less than 200 to go. Kotak's taken over from Gay80's, who's fighting back. Further back was Rapid Fire. It's Kotak about a half in front. Gay80's is fighting back, but Kotak a little too strong. And Kotak wins the 83. Half a length to Gay80's, about 6 lengths away, third Rapid Fire.
Oh, memorable Derby win. Still, Kotak was the best of it all, really, because he was a superstar in his era. A horse that I won on big races, carrying over 150 pounds in any condition too. Whether it's on the dirt, on the firm, or the heavy. He was the only horse that I could have trotted past the winning post, winning that far, which I scared I was disqualified for that. He was a superstar in this time.
T42 the second, going the better. A half from Flying Dancer. All That Jazz rushing at them from Ashoka. All That Jazz and T42 the second got the Derby. Lation riding hard on Royal Sovereign. Here's Clear City on the inside. He's burst to the lead for Cruz. Draws clear. Clear City's Derby, a length from Royal Sovereign.
Macapura Star bar length, Electric Flash wearing him down, then Master Eagle at the 100, he goes for the whip on Macapura Star, a half to Electric Flash, and Macapura Star's too good, he wins the Derby and neck. Electric Flash second.
I was lucky, and thank John Moore for that and for putting me on. He was a great horse. I loved him very much, this horse. Every time I ask, he responds. Lucky Owners was an exceptional horse. He won the international mile race. Then he had one of the highest rated horses in Hong Kong, running in the Derby. So obviously on his rating, he was a big gap in between other horses. And it's so easy. He just outclassed other horses.
Lucky Owners finds 100 to go. Timer can't go with them. 8 here staying on. Lucky Owners, a rare double. International Glory and Mercedes-Benz Derby Glory. Simeon throwing everything at Jackpot Delight. He's after Helene Mascot. Helene Mascot ahead in front, and Helene Mascot wins the Derby.
Packing Wharton is definitely improving. He's very close. He needs the 2,000 meters. I think he should be right there in the finish, but I'm not very confident about him, but I believe he's got a chance. And Delightful Laos is it. He doesn't seem to perform good here in Sha Tin, but he's a stayer. He's got to place chance. Really.
Well, I've got Tony's 2 runners, Packing Waltham, Delightful Hours. Lively outsiders, I think they fill into that category, but I could watch those old replays all day. Fantastic piece there with Tony Cruz. What about the rest of them, though? We can catch up with more connections now, heading into the big one on Sunday.
John, 3 runners in this year's Derby. Let's start off with Excellent Proposal, barrier number 8. What's your take on that for him?
Yeah, I mean, that's the middle of the field, but I think from there he'll probably go to his normal position. He'll go back a little bit, worse in midfield, and hopefully he can get closer to the inside from there. And he should get a reasonable run, I'm hoping, from that draw.
How's he done since the Classic Cup, John?
He seems in pretty good shape. He's done well at home. He's sound and he's healthy. He's done well, and his trial was quite normal for him. He looked good, so I think he's in good shape.
Lucky Express, was he unlucky in the Classic Cup, did you feel, John?
He looked like he had a beautiful run around to the top of the straight, and then he was held up sort of for some time in the run home. So we didn't sort of get a good look at him that day, but it's hard to tell exactly where he would have finished. But it'd be fair to say he probably could have finished a little bit closer.
Silver Express, is he surprised you just how quickly he's come to hand, John?
Well, he's sort of like 1 run short. I would have been lucky it would have been nice to have another run with him, but that didn't come, and he was a little bit wayward at his first two starts, particularly second start, and then he put it all together when he had his 3rd run. But he certainly showed good ability the day 1, and it's going to be very interesting to see sort of where he goes in life, even in this race and thereafter.
How do you line your 3 up overall?
Well, I think again there's a big bunch of horses in this race that have got similar ratings. They're all in very good form, and I think just the circumstances of the day would determine the winner. But I wouldn't be sort of degrading these horses. I think there's a number of very good horses in it. They just happen to be evenly matched. That's just the difference. You know?
I think he's got a good chance. A little bit disappointed with the draw. However, I thought his latest trial leading into the Derby was very good. He gave me a terrific feel, and I think he's a live hope.
He must be happy because it seems to me that it's a very good draw. The horse is very straightforward and uncomplicated horse, so just easier, you know, make it simple. He cruises very well. He cruises around, you know. He's an uncomplicated horse. He's very easy. He's got a big action, good attitude. He's just going well.
Derby Day then starts on Sunday at 1 o'clock. That's the first race. We're on air from 12:30. The Derby itself, race number 8, 440. You'll find it live on the website as well, hkjc.com. So, all the pieces of the puzzle are complete, I think. We just need to know who's going to win the race.
My tip for this year's BMW Hong Kong Derby is Russian Emperor. I loved his run in the Classic Cup. He's a proven stayer, so he'll like getting up to the 2,000 metres. I was really taken by the way that he trialled. I think he's hitting form at the right time. He's drawn a good gate, and I think that he can take out the Derby and add another Derby trophy, a fourth one, to Douglas White's bulging mantelpiece.
So this year's Derby, one of the most open in my 20 years in Hong Kong, perhaps the most open, and I've settled on Healthy Happy as a decent bet in the race. And the reason I've done that, I don't think there'll be an awful lot of speed on. I think it'll be run more like the Classic Cup than the Classic Mile. And a lot of these horses are going to get back and want to be running on at the finish. Healthy Happy, I don't think he'll lead this time. With Silver Express drawing the inside, I think his rival jockeys will wait for him to go through and lead. And Healthy Happy will be able to get straight on his back and enjoy a charmed run. I think he'll be the horse going clear at the top of the straight, and then we'll find out how well he runs 2,000 metres, but I think he's in there with a great show.
I like Excellent Proposal to be ridden by Shinn from Barrier 8. It'll depend on the tempo of the race, but I think with the form that he's in, winner of the Hong Kong Classic Mile, close up in the Hong Kong Classic Cup, I think he's the horse from Barrier 8. John Size has got a great record in the race. Shinn, Melbourne Cup winning rider. I think he can get his first really big win in Hong Kong.
My tip for the BMW Hong Kong Derby is Excellent Proposal. It's a very even race, but we've seen that he's proven over 1,800 metres before, and he ran really nicely in the Classic Cup, and I think he can do it again. The big danger is Russian Emperor.
So there you go, you've got it all. For the record, I think Excellent Proposal could win, but big chances for Sky Darcy, Shadow Hero, Russian Emperor. It's a wide open race. But that's the show. Thanks for watching. I'm going to leave you with a Keedma feed back in 2013 for Douglas White and trainer Richard Gibson. Enjoy this. We'll see you again on Sunday and bring all the action from BMW Hong Kong Derby Day.
Rainbow Chic back on the fence from President Lincoln, and the hot favourite at Keedma Feed is stalking the stablemate Gold Fun as they turn the corner in the 2013 Derby. Jung Gong Alba Celesta sitting ducks. It has to be you. Deleuze makes his move on Gold Fun, and Dowing's there on the fence. Now White asks for the supreme effort on a Keedma Feed. He draws the stick as he goes after Gold Fun, and Dowing still there on the fence. Rainbow Chic going between them. It's a Keedma Feed, Gold Fun and Dowing, but the odds-on favourite at Keedma Feed will prevail in the Derby. At Keedma Feed wins at 3/4 of a length.